Right now I'm underground, underwater. There's a lot of water above us. I'm doing some repairs down here and putting a new ladder in. There's an old rusty ladder I had to put in. Or take out, that is. But it might be an original ladder put in, like say 1911 to 1917. And it's not a good place to be if you have claustrophobia. But it's kind of a cool place to work, actually. Yeah, I was taking this old rusty ladder out. There's a little vertical shaft over here which goes up about 60 feet. It's an escape hatch. And there's a ladder right there. I put it in. It's galvanized. That's the new ladder. Yeah, I'm putting that new galvanized ladder in. And it goes right here. It's actually about, 60 feet up there. Is it? My coworker, Gary, the plumber, he told me that all the upper ones, he replaced some of the upper ones. But had to use a 4-inch electric 120 volt grinder and some cutoff wheels. And then it has the old bolts have square heads and square nuts. So you got to do quite a bit of cutting with that cutoff, 4-inch cutoff wheels on the grinder, 4-inch grinder. And then hammer them. Had to use a ball peen hammer to shock them free. I don't like how the span has no guard on this side. But usually when you shock something free, like I've worked on trucks before, big trucks like Kenworth, Freightliner, so on and so forth. And if you just take a ball peen hammer, you can shock free the tie rod ends and things like that. Just a few bangs, but like these, I just kept trying to shock those bolts free after I cut the nuts off. Shocked them free and shocked them, they wouldn't budge. Then you got to spin them a little bit with like an adjustable wrench or something. But they just were going, nope, I'm going nowhere. They were like seized in there with rust. Gary just replaced some of those, and some of the other guys I helped to a little bit, replaced some of those pipes up there. The originals were cast iron. He renewed some of those sections up there with steel and some cast iron. I think the 90 degree is a cast iron still. So that shaft that drives this pump is way up there. 50 feet up. There's actually some turbines down here too. They drive about 50-foot shafts, which drive, you can use water, fresh water, to spin those turbines and make some electricity. But the transfer control and the control boards, and it's dangerous walking in here. I have some custom surgical silicone hearing protection. I've been using them for a long time on engine rooms of ships. And they're custom made for my ears and have little plastic things that fit into the end of them. And I was in here and I've dropped them a couple times before at other places. I miraculously found them. I was working right here. And one of them, I was putting the dust mask on, a cheap old dust mask. It's not a fitted respirator like I'm going to get. But and the dust mask, the rubber bungee thing on the dust mask, which holds, I put one above my head, back of my head, and one on my neck. It flicked out the little plastic piece in my custom surgical silicone, $200, or maybe they're more now, $200 earplugs. And I go, oh my gosh. There's flowing water in here. And I didn't know whether they floated or not, so I go, where'd it go? I can't lose that baby. So I looked around for it. I saw it right down there underneath that pipe. It floated to a little area where it couldn't get any further. And talk about luck. Woo! And then I was grinding with those cutoff wheels, and it didn't have a guard on it. It slipped a little bit and hit my gloves, my stretchy blue gloves, and it just dinged, cut a hole in my gloves, didn't touch my skin. It's like my guardian angel is always looking out after me, and has been that way for a long time. I'm the luckiest man in the world. It's like serendipity, grace, and synchronicity. Those three things usually work when it comes to deal with other people. You'll meet the right person at the right time, and if you're doing things right in life, those three things will come into play big time. You'll be going, whoa, how'd that happen? What am I here to learn from this person? But I kind of like it down here. I think I'm going to be working some more down here. I'll volunteer to work down here. And, well, signing off. It's so great. Life is great. And it's great to be alive.